They're going to be playing from behind most likely. They're going to be throwing in those scenarios. In his last 4 games, he's averaging 3.5 targets a game and 3.5 catches for 32.5 yards. Per my math, that would be a 100% catch rate. For the record, for whatever reason, probably a fluke, I've done very well on Monday Night Football. So I've got a couple of picks here. 76% thus far in Monday Night Football. 16.5. I'm not sure if that's all here on the show, actually, because I'm looking at my record on the Fantasy Points website. But I am going to add in another prop there here last minute that we're in on. As if you were just watching, you may have ascertained which that was. But let's go to... every time I try and get sneaky, well, not every time. It's probably about 50-50 when I try and get sneaky, like Lucas Krull devastating that Lucas Krull didn't hit 14.5. That was another example, by the way, where everything was true to form in terms of, they're going to lose badly and they're going to throw it a lot, which pretty much happened. But I guess Sean Payton had to spread the ball around to 1 million people. You know why you lost, Sean? Because you didn't throw it enough to Lucas Krull. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding there. But let's go to Bucky Irving. Over 15.5 receiving yards in this game. I know he has that, that foot issue or whatever. Not worried about him. I think he's obviously going to play, and he's in. And he's been very good. In the passing game. Obviously, Rachaad White, I've stated for 2 years, Rachaad White is one of the best set of hands I've ever seen on a running back. It's like a suction cup, his hands. Awesome hands. But Bucky Irving is good in the passing game. He's good in general. And I did not, by the way, think he was going to transition to the NFL and be this good, quite frankly. But in his last 4 games, he's averaging 3.5 targets a game and 3.5 catches per game, which, per my math, that would be a 100% catch rate for 32.5 yards. They're going to be playing from behind most likely. They're going to be throwing in those scenarios, most likely. And White's the guy, but I think Bucky can we just get to 16 receiving yards with Bucky Irving? Yeah, I think we can. And I'm also going to hop aboard that Baker Mayfield prop as an official play. Oftentimes, we do run things up the flagpole with our guy Tom Brawley, and when we're in agreement, major hittage, probably 80% actually. So I will officially make that pick. Baker Mayfield this evening over 15.5 rushing yards. And by the way, when you look at the the game logs here, Baker has been running a lot more under Liam Cohen, the new offensive coordinator. He's got 11, 22, 29, 42, 10, 0, 34, and 21 rushing yards in his game. That 0 game was pretty weird. I mean, they got smoked by Tampa in that game. I guess that was week 3. Or no, not Tampa, Denver. 27-6. So I don't know what happened there. It was a bad day at the office, but he did throw it a lot. He just didn't run. They did a heck of a job. So I like that one there. Again, they've got a good pass rush. They bring a lot of looks to confuse you. They play man quite a bit, which is conducive to quarterbacks putting up rushing production. They'll be playing from behind quite a bit. So, I mean, you just stack up all these positives here for Baker Mayfield. And we're going to go in on that one officially. Now, I'm going to give you a couple leans here. 2 of them I was in on officially, full disclosure, at lower numbers. But we will pass them along here. And, it's Cade Otton, of course. I lean over 53.5 because, and this will probably hit. I mean, let's be honest, this will probably hit. But I got in on this on Friday night at 48.5. And that's a pretty big difference. So I'm not going to make it an official pick to, protect the record, if you will. But same deal with Rachaad White. The number is 26.5. I was in on Friday evening at 23.5. That's a pretty significant jump as well. But all the same analysis that I just stated for Bucky Irving certainly all applies to Rachaad White, especially White. I just mentioned he's got some of the best hands I've ever seen on a running back. And look, I know Rachaad a little bit, and was one of my favorite guys coming out. I never said he was a stud, but I said, look, this guy's good. He's old school. He can be a primary back. He can be a third down back. He's like gigantic Austin Eckler. Basically, I think he's lost a little juice, bulking himself up to withstand the rigors of, a full workload, which worked for him last year. But I do think it's robbed him a little bit of his explosiveness. But I've always been a big Rachaad White person. If you follow me, I love the guy like a son, quite frankly. Great guy, paid his way through JUCO one year. And I stated at the time, this is one of the least entitled athletes I've ever interviewed, Rachaad White. And I dig that about him, of course. He's averaging, and by the way, like I said, I know him a little bit, and I can tell he's getting pushed by Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker. And you know what? That's good. That's healthy. They're bringing out the best in him. He's showing a little more juice, a little bit more of an edge, if you notice, if you really watch closely, because the man's about ready to lose his job, basically, to Bucky Irving. But he's not losing the receiving job because he's, again, a great receiver in his last 4. He's got 4 catches a game for 35 yards, basically. Again, I think they'll be playing well from behind as 9.5-point road favorites. I mean, come on. That is absolutely conducive to Rachaad White. I mean, I feel like he's going to get over like 40 in this game. And you know what? I'm not making this an official pick, but DeAndre Hopkins, he's an old guy, so I'm not banking on an old guy. But if you are feeling frisky and you just got to have a play, there's another one. There are 4 of them, actually. The Baker Mayfield one I did upgrade into an official play. But, yeah, D-Hop over 44.5. They just insist, I assume, to refuse to play him in his best position, which would be in the slot. But the Bucs are a good matchup. Their corners aren't very good. They're giving up the 10th most receiving yards per game to wide receivers aligned out wide. That's 107 yards per game. I do not think anyone else on the Chiefs, Xavier Worthy, is going to get all that much in the game unless he makes a big play. So D-Hop over 44.5 receiving yards. I can absolutely, positively sign off on that. The Monday night special. It is brought to you by G-Bank, the official bank of VSiN. The G-Bank Visa Signature Card is your best bet, delivering 1% cash back rewards on eligible gaming transactions and 2% cash back rewards on all other eligible transactions and purchases. For more information, head to VSiN.com/GBank. That is VSIN.com/GBank, subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. The Monday night special, we are hitting these Monday night and Thursday night with very, very good regularity. Maybe we're due to regress in a negative fashion, but we're at 70% here, which is absurd to me. This past Monday night, Calvin Austin plus 205 at an alternative receiving total was the pick, and that hit easily. And then on Thursday, it was Garrett Wilson, 90 yards or more at plus 285, and my man got it on the nose. So this one is Patty Mahomes, 3 or more touchdown passes. So over 2.5, we'll call it. And it's a big ask. There's no doubt about it, but regression is real. And I think we enjoyed a little bit of it with Mahomes last week. He does not have a game with 3 touchdown passes on the season, but this is also a man who averaged 36.5 touchdown passes a year in his career. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are giving up 3.5 touchdown passes per game in their last 4. So Patty Mahomes gets 3. You're welcome.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.